Elara felt small and scared as she crouched beneath the bed, her heart pounding in her chest. The world outside was chaotic, filled with shouts and strange sounds. She had never been so alone. She whispered softly, "Please don't make me leave," hoping someone would hear her, hoping someone would understand. Just a few months ago, life was different. Elara had lived in a small town with her best friend, Mia. They spent every day together, sharing secrets, laughing, and dreaming about the future. But when Mia's family moved away, everything changed. The distance between them grew wide, and Elara felt like a part of her heart was missing. Every day after Mia left, Elara would sit by the window, staring out at the street where they used to play. The trees that once seemed so inviting now felt empty. She missed Mia's laughter, the way she could always make Elara smile, even on the worst days. The silence in her room echoed with memories of their friendship, and it made her feel even more alone. Elara knew she needed to reach out to Mia, to tell her how much she missed her. But what could she say? How could she bridge the gap that distance had created? The thought made her stomach twist in knots. She had tried to text Mia, but the replies were short and came slowly. Mia was busy with her new life, making new friends, and Elara felt like she was being left behind. One rainy afternoon, as the clouds darkened the sky, Elara decided to write a letter. Sitting at her desk, she took out a piece of paper and began to write. Her heart raced as she poured out her feelings, each word a tiny piece of her longing. She wrote about the memories they shared, the games they played, and how much she missed having her by her side. "Dear Mia," she wrote, "I miss you so much. It's hard without you here. I feel lonely and wish you were back. Sometimes I hide beneath my bed and pretend you're here with me. I wish we could go back to the days when everything felt perfect. Please write back. I need to hear from you." After finishing the letter, Elara folded it neatly and placed it in an envelope. She hesitated for a moment, wondering if Mia would even care to read it. But she took a deep breath, shook off her doubts, and walked to the mailbox. Dropping the C. Letter inside felt like sending a piece of her heart away. Days turned into weeks, and Elara waited anxiously for a reply. She checked the mailbox every day, hoping to see Mia's handwriting. But the mailbox remained empty, and her heart sank further with each passing day. She felt like she was fading away, lost in a world that no longer felt like home. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink, Elara sat on her bed, staring at the wall. She felt the weight of sadness pressing down on her. Just then, her phone buzzed. Could it be Mia? With trembling fingers, she opened the message dot. It was a photo. Mia stood with a group of girls, all smiling and laughing. The caption read, "Having fun at my new school. Wish you were here." Elara's heart sank. The joy in Mia's face was undeniable, but it only made Elara feel more isolated. She wanted to be happy for her friend, but jealousy and sadness tangled together in her chest. Feeling overwhelmed, Elara lay back on her bed, staring up at the ceiling. "Why can't I be happy for her?" she thought. "Why does it hurt so much?" She felt like a ghost in her own life, watching everything happen without her. But a small voice inside her whispered that she couldn't give up. Elara remembered the times when they used to dream about their futures together. They had always imagined great adventures, filled with laughter and joy. If Mia was happy, maybe there was a way for Elara to find happiness too. Determined, Elara decided to reach out again. This time, she would use video chat. It felt like a big step, but she wanted to see Mia's face, to hear her voice. She set up her phone and sent a message. "Can we video chat? I really want to talk." To her surprise, Mia replied almost immediately, "Of course. I miss you too." They set a time for their call, and Ilara's heart raced with hope that the day of the call arrived, and Ilara felt butterflies in her stomach. When Mia's face appeared on the screen, Ilara's heart soared. Mia looked a little different, but still sparkled with warmth. "Ilara," she exclaimed, "it's so good to see you." Tears of joy filled Ilara's eyes. "I missed you so much," she said, her voice trembling. They talked and laughed, sharing stories about their lives. Ilara told Mia about her days, how she felt lonely and how hard it was without her. Mia listened intently. "I wish I could come back," she said, "but I promise I'll always be your friend, no matter the distance." They talked about their dreams and future plans, and slowly, Ilara felt the weight of loneliness begin to lift Dot as their call came to an end. Ilara felt a sense of relief wash over her. "Thank you for always being there," she whispered. "I don't want to lose you." Mia's smile was bright and reassuring. "You won't lose me. We'll always find a way to stay connected. No matter what, I'm here for you." With those words, Ilara realized that even though distance could be tough, it couldn't break their bond. She felt a flicker of hope ignite within her. Maybe they could navigate this new chapter together, finding ways to stay close despite the miles between. Then Dot, as she lay in bed that night, Ilara felt lighter. She imagined the future, filled with new memories, new adventures, and a friendship that could withstand anything. She whispered softly to herself, "Please don't make me leave." But this time, it wasn't a plea of fear. It was a promise to hold on, to keep the connection alive, no matter the distance. After her heartfelt video call with Mia, Ilara felt a warmth in her heart that had been missing for so long. The joy of reconnecting reminded her that their friendship was still alive, even if they were miles apart. But as the days went by, she realized that simply talking wasn't enough. She wanted to do more. She wanted to bridge the gap created by distance and show Mia just how much their friendship meant to her. Ilara sat at her desk, staring at the blank page in front of her. She had so many ideas swirling in her head, but she didn't know where to start. What could she do to make Mia feel as special as she was? Ilara thought back to their childhood adventures, the crafts they made together, and the secrets they shared. Inspired, she decided to create something meaningful. With determination, Ilara gathered her art supplies. She pulled out colored paper, markers, and stickers, everything she needed to make a scrapbook. This would be a way to remember their friendship and to remind Mia that no matter where they were still connected. Ilara smiled as she envisioned the pages filled with memories. As she worked, she cut out pictures of their favorite memories. The time they built a fort in her living room, the day they baked cookies and made a huge mess, and the countless times they sat in the park, dreaming about their futures. Each picture brought back a flood of happy memories, and Ilara felt her sadness begin to fade. Next, she wrote little notes to go with each picture. "Remember when we built this fort? It was the best hideout ever. And those cookies tasted terrible, but we laughed so much." She poured her heart into each note, trying to capture the joy and laughter they had shared. As she flipped through the pages, Ilara felt a sense of hope growing inside her. This scrapbook would be a reminder of their friendship, a tangible piece of their bond that could cross the miles between them. She wrote a final note to Mia. "No matter how far apart we are, you will always be my best friend. I hope this brings you a little joy, just like you bring me." Once the scrapbook was complete, Ilara carefully wrapped it in colorful paper and added a bright ribbon. She felt proud of her creation, knowing it was filled with love and memories. But now came the hard part, sending it to Mia. What if she didn't like it? What if it wasn't enough? Ilara's heart raced with doubt, but she pushed those thoughts aside. This was her way of reaching out and she had to take the leap Dot the next day. Elara walked to the post office, her heart pounding with both excitement and anxiety. As she handed the package to the postal worker, she felt a mix of relief and fear. "I hope she loves it," she whispered to herself. Watching the package disappear into the postal system Dot, after sending the scrapbook, Elara waited eagerly for a response. Days passed, and she checked the mailbox every afternoon, her heart sinking. A little more each time it was empty. But she held on to the hope that Mia would receive her gift and that it would remind her of their bond. Finally, one sunny afternoon, Elara returned home from school to find a letter waiting for her. Her heart raced as she recognized the familiar handwriting on the envelope. She ripped it open, her hands trembling with excitement. "Dear Elara," it began, "I got your scrapbook today. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Thank you for putting so much time and love into it. I cried when I saw the pictures and read your notes. I miss you so much, and this made me feel so close to you." Reading Mia's words brought tears to Elara's eyes. She felt a wave of happiness wash over her. They might be apart, but their friendship was strong enough to overcome the distance. Mia continued, "I want to create something for you too. I'll send it as soon as I can. Let's keep this going." Elara smiled widely, feeling a renewed sense of connection. They were both taking steps to strengthen their friendship. It wasn't just about talking anymore. They were actively reaching out to each other. Elara decided she wanted to keep the momentum going. She thought about what she could do next to make their bond even stronger. Inspired, she started a project called Friendship. Elara woke up early one Saturday morning, her heart fluttering with excitement. Today was the day she had been waiting for. Mia was coming to visit. The news had filled her with joy ever since their video chat, and she could hardly believe it was finally happening. She jumped out of bed, her mind racing with thoughts of all the fun they would have together. As she got ready, Elara replayed all their plans in her head. They had made a list of places to go: the park where they used to play, the ice cream shop that had their favorite flavors, and even a little cafe that served the best pastries. Elara wanted to show Mia everything that made their town special, and she felt a wave of happiness wash over her. When the time came for Mia to arrive, Elara stood by the window, watching for her friend. Every passing car made her heart race with hope. Finally, she spotted a familiar figure walking down the street, suitcase in hand. Elara's heart leaped, and she rushed to the door. "Mia!" she shouted, flinging the door open. Mia's face lit up with a huge smile, and they both ran into each other's arms, laughing and squealing with delight. It felt like no time had passed at all. "Can you believe I'm finally here?" Mia exclaimed, stepping back to look at Elara. "It feels so good to see you. I've missed you so much. This is going to be the best weekend ever." Elara replied, pulling Mia inside. After setting down her suitcase, Mia looked around the house, taking in all the little details. "It's just like I remember," she said, her eyes sparkling with nostalgia. They spent a few moments reminiscing about their childhood before heading out for their first adventure. Their first stop was the park. As they walked through the familiar paths, Elara pointed out all the places where they had shared special moments. "Over there is where we built that huge fort," she said, giggling. "And remember that time we tried to fly kites but ended up in a tangle?" Mia laughed, nodding. "I still can't believe we thought we could fly them in the wind like superheroes." They found a spot under a big tree and sat down on the grass, reminiscing about their shared memories. Elara felt a warmth in her heart, knowing that no matter how far apart they had been, their friendship was still strong. As they chatted, Elara noticed that Mia seemed different. She was happy, but there was a hint of sadness in her eyes. "Are you okay?" Elara asked, concerned. Mia hesitated for a moment, then sighed. I've been feeling a bit lost since moving. I have friends here, but it's not the same. I miss the way we used to be, just being together all the time. It's like I'm in a new world, and I don't know how to fit in. Elara felt a pang in her heart. She understood that feeling. I know it's hard, she said softly. I felt so lonely without you, but we're here now, and we can make new memories together. Mia smiled, her eyes brightening. You're right. Let's make the most of this weekend. After spending the afternoon at the park, they decided to visit the ice cream shop. As they walked in, the sweet smell of waffle cones filled the air. They both ordered their favorite flavors, mint chocolate chip for Elara and strawberry for Mia. Sitting outside on the patio, they savored their ice cream, enjoying the summer sun. I can't believe how much I've missed this place, Mia sighed, licking her cone. It feels like home again. Elara grinned, feeling a sense of pride. I'm so glad you're here. I want to show you everything. After finishing their ice cream, they headed to the little cafe. It had always been their favorite spot for pastries and hot chocolate. As they entered, the bell jingled above. The door and the warm, cozy atmosphere wrapped around them like a hug. They found a table by the window and ordered their treats. As they waited, Elara pulled out her phone and showed Mia the pictures they had taken together over the years. Look at us. We were so silly. She laughed, pointing to a photo of them making funny faces. Mia laughed too, the sound bright and joyful. I love these memories. We really had the best times. After finishing their pastries, they decided to take a walk around the town. Elara showed Mia all the new places that had opened since she moved away. They visited a small bookstore, where they picked up a couple of books to read together. Elara felt a sense of happiness growing inside her. This weekend was turning out to be everything she had hoped for as the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the town. They headed to the park again. This time, they brought a blanket and sat on the grass, watching the sky change colors. They talked about their dreams and hopes for the future. I want to be an artist, Elara said, her eyes shining with passion. I want to create beautiful things that make people happy. Mia nodded, her expression thoughtful. And I want to be a writer. I want to tell stories that inspire people. Maybe we can work on something together someday. Elara's heart swelled with pride. That would be amazing. We could create a comic book with your stories and my drawings. As the stars began to twinkle in the sky, Elara felt a sense of peace. It was as if the distance that had once separated them was fading away. They were together again, and their friendship was stronger than ever. Thank you for making this weekend so special, Mia said softly, looking at Elara. I really needed this. Elara smiled, feeling a warmth in her heart. Me too. I was so scared that I'd lose you, but this just proves that we can always find our way back to each other. Mia nodded, her eyes shining with tears. You're right. No matter where life takes us, I know we'll always be friends. As they sat beneath the stars, Elara whispered the words that had once been filled with fear. Please don't make me leave. But now it was a promise. They would hold on to their friendship, no matter the distance. The night ended with laughter and joy as they made plans for more adventures, both in the present and in the future. Elara knew that they could face anything together. They had each other, and that made all the difference. After an amazing weekend filled with laughter, memories, and sweet treats, Elara woke up the next morning feeling a mix of happiness and sadness. Mia was still in town, but their time together would soon end. She couldn't shake the feeling of worry that crept into her mind. What if they drifted apart again when Mia returned home? Elara sat up in bed, thinking hard about how to keep their friendship strong. She remembered their heartfelt conversations under the stars, and the way they had made plans for the future. They had made promises to support each other's dreams, but how could they make those promises last? Suddenly, an idea popped into her head. Alara jumped out of bed, filled with excitement. She would create a friendship challenge for them. It would be a fun way to keep their connection going, even from a distance. They could set goals for each other, share updates, and stay involved in each other's lives. Alara grabbed her notebook and began to write down her ideas. She wanted the challenge to be something they both enjoyed. It could include art projects, writing stories, and even cooking new recipes together over video calls. The more she thought about it, the more excited she became. When Mia woke up, Alara was already bouncing in her chair, a huge smile on her face. "I have an idea," she exclaimed. Mia rubbed her eyes and raised an eyebrow. "What is it?" Alara explained her plan for the friendship challenge, and Mia's face lit up. "That sounds amazing. I love it. We can keep each other motivated and share our progress. It'll be like having a mini adventure every week." They spent the morning brainstorming the challenge together. They decided on 5 main goals: create a piece of art, write a short story, try a new recipe, learn something new, and plan a surprise for each other. They both felt a rush of excitement at the thought of working on these projects together, even when they were apart. After finalizing their plans, they decided to celebrate with a picnic at their favorite park. They packed sandwiches, fruit, and some cookies Alara had baked the night before. As they set up their picnic blanket under the shade of a big tree, Alara felt grateful for this time with Mia. The warm sun and gentle breeze made the day feel perfect as they ate. They talked about their hopes for the future. "I really want to make my art a big part of my life," Alara said, her eyes shining with determination. "I want to have my own gallery someday." Mia nodded, her expression serious. "You can do it. Your art is incredible. I believe in you." Alara felt a warmth spread through her. "Thanks, Mia. That means a lot. I want to support your dreams, too. You're going to be an amazing writer. I can't wait to read your stories." After finishing their lunch, they decided to take a walk around the park. As they strolled, they talked about the challenges they had set for each other. Alara felt a sense of hope growing inside her. This was a way to keep their friendship alive, no matter the distance. Later that afternoon, as they lay on the grass watching the clouds drift by, Mia turned to Alara. "You know, I was really scared about moving. I thought I would lose you, but this weekend has shown me that we're stronger than I thought." Alara nodded, her heart swelling with emotion. "Me too. I was so worried that we wouldn't be able to connect again. But I've realized that we can make things work. We just have to try." They both lay there in silence for a moment, letting the warmth of the sun wrap around them. Alara felt a deep sense of contentment, knowing that their friendship was not only still alive, but thriving as the day started to fade. Alara and Mia packed up their picnic and headed back home. They spent the evening working on their first friendship challenge and art project where they would each draw. The days after Mia's visit flew by in a blur of excitement and anticipation. Alara felt energized by their friendship challenge and was eager to get started. She knew this was the perfect way to keep their connection strong, even though Mia was back in her new town. As the sun rose on a bright Monday morning, Alara sat at her desk, ready to dive into their first challenge, creating a piece of art that represented their friendship. Alara grabbed her sketchbook and colored pencils, thinking about all the wonderful memories they had shared. She wanted her artwork to reflect the joy and love they had for each other. As she drew, she thought about the big tree with swings, the colorful flowers, and the laughter that filled their time together. With every stroke of her pencil, Alara felt her sadness fade away. She knew that even though Mia was far away, they were still connected. Inspired, she decided to draw a scene from their picnic at the park. She illustrated them sitting under the big tree, laughing and eating ice cream, with the sun shining brightly above them. As she finished her drawing, Alara felt proud. This was not just a piece of art. It was a reminder of their friendship and the promise they had made to stay close. She couldn't wait to share it with Mia. Later that evening, Alara set up a video call with Mia. They had agreed to share their artwork at the same time, and she felt a flutter of excitement in her stomach. When Mia's face appeared on the screen, Alara couldn't help but smile. "Hey, Alara, I'm so excited to see what you made," Mia said, her eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. "Me too. Are you ready?" Alara replied, holding her drawing close to the camera. On the count of 3, they both revealed their artwork. Alara's heart raced as she watched Mia's expression change from curiosity to delight. "Oh, wow, it's beautiful. I love it," Mia exclaimed. "You captured our picnic perfectly." Alara felt a rush of warmth at Mia's words. "Thank you. I wanted to show how much fun we had together. What about yours?" Mia held up her piece, and Alara's eyes widened. Mia had drawn a scene of them flying kites in the park, with colorful kites soaring high in the sky. "This is amazing. I love how you drew the kites," Alara said, genuinely impressed. Mia beamed with pride. "I thought it represented our dreams. Just like the kites, we can soar high, no matter where we are." As they continued to talk about their artwork, Alara felt a sense of joy and connection growing between them. They spent the next hour discussing their drawings, sharing stories, and laughing together. It was as if no time had passed since they last saw each other. After the call, Alara felt inspired. She loved how their friendship challenge was helping them reconnect and support each other's dreams. That night, she couldn't sleep. Thoughts of their next challenge danced in her mind. The next day, Alara decided to tackle the second challenge, writing a short story. She wanted to create a story that combined their ideas and showcased the strength of their friendship. Sitting at her desk, she opened a blank document on her computer and began to type. She wrote about 2 best friends, Alara and Mia, who lived in different towns but shared a magical bond. In the story, they discovered a hidden portal that allowed them to visit each other whenever they wanted. Together, they went on incredible adventures, exploring enchanted forests and meeting fantastic creatures. Each adventure brought them closer, showing how their friendship could overcome any obstacle. As she typed, Alara felt a rush of creativity. She poured her heart into the story, weaving in memories of their time together and the dreams they had for the future. When she finished, she felt a sense of accomplishment. That evening, she eagerly set up another video call with Mia. "I can't wait to share my story with you," Alara said, her voice bubbling with excitement. "I'm so ready," Mia replied, her smile brightening the screen. Alara read her story aloud, and as she spoke, she could see Mia's eyes widen with wonder. When she finished, there was a moment of silence before Mia clapped her hands. "That was amazing. I love how you made our friendship the center of the story. It felt so real. Thank you." "I wanted to show how special our bond is," Alara said, feeling a wave of relief and happiness. "What about you? How is your story coming along?" Mia's face lit up. "I'm working on something too. It's about 2 friends who travel the world together, discovering new places and cultures. I want to capture the excitement of exploring together, even if it's just in our imaginations." Alara felt inspired by Mia's idea. "That sounds incredible. I can't wait to read it." As the days turned into weeks, Alara and Mia continued to share their progress on their challenges. They set aside time each week for video calls, where they would discuss their creations, support each other, and plan future adventures. Each call brought them closer, and Alara felt more hopeful than ever. One day, As Alara was preparing for their next call, she received a surprise message from Mia. "I have an idea. Let's do a virtual adventure together. We can choose a place. We want to visit and explore it online." Alara's heart raced with excitement. "That sounds like so much fun. Where should we go?" After a bit of brainstorming, they decided to explore a virtual tour of a famous art museum. They both loved art, and this would be the perfect way to experience it together. On the day of the virtual adventure, Alara set up her laptop in her living room, feeling a mix of anticipation and joy. When they connected on the call, Mia's face lit up the screen. "Are you ready for our adventure?" she asked, her eyes sparkling. "Absolutely," Alara replied. They began their virtual tour, exploring the museum's galleries filled with stunning paintings and sculptures. As they moved through the exhibits, they discussed their favorite pieces, shared their thoughts, and even sketched some of the artworks they loved. It felt like they were right there together, experiencing everything side by side. "This is amazing. I wish we could do this in person," Mia said, her voice filled with enthusiasm. Alara nodded in agreement. "One day we will. We can visit real museums and make even more memories." As the tour came to an end, Alara felt a sense of fulfillment. This virtual adventure had brought them closer again, proving that distance couldn't break their bond. At night, as Alara lay in bed, she reflected on how far they had come since Mia moved away. They had faced the challenge of distance head-on and found ways to keep their friendship alive. With every drawing, story, and adventure, they had strengthened their connection. Feeling grateful, Alara whispered softly, "Please don't make me leave." This time, it was a promise to always cherish their friendship, no matter where life took them. She drifted off to sleep, dreaming of the adventures still to come, knowing that they could overcome anything together. After the excitement of the friendship challenge and their virtual adventures, Alara and Mia settled into a new routine. Every week, they met online, shared drawings, stories, and even tried out new recipes together. For a while, it felt almost like Mia had never left. But as the months passed, life got busier. School became harder, homework piled up, and sometimes their calls felt rushed or short. Alara noticed the change first. She would message Mia after school, but sometimes Mia didn't answer for hours, or even a whole day. When they did talk, Mia seemed tired or distracted. "Sorry, Alara, I had a lot of homework," she would say. Or, "My mom needed help with my little brother." Alara understood, but she still felt a little hurt. She missed the long talks and laughter they once shared. One rainy Friday, Alara sat in her room looking at the tree outside her window. Drops of water slid down the glass, matching the tears she tried not to let fall. She missed Mia so much it made her chest ache. She wanted to talk about her day, her worries, and her dreams, but Mia was busy with her new life. Alara felt distant, like she was watching her best friend drift away on a boat, waving from farther and farther out to sea. Should she say something? Should she tell Mia how lonely she felt? Alara didn't want to make Mia feel guilty. Maybe Mia was just growing up, making new friends, and moving on. The thought made Alara's stomach twist. She lay on her bed, clutching her pillow, and whispered, "Please don't make me leave," hoping that somehow Mia would hear her. Days passed, and Alara tried to stay busy. She worked on her art, read books, and sometimes wrote little stories about two friends who never gave up on each other. Even when she felt sad, she tried to remember the hope she and Mia had shared. "Humans find a way," Mia had once said, quoting a line from their favorite adventure movie. Alara wanted to believe that was true. One evening, Alara's mom noticed how quiet she had become. "Is everything all right, sweetheart?" she asked as she set down a cup of tea. Alara shrugged. "I guess I just miss Mia." Her mom sat beside her. Sometimes, when people move away, it's not easy to stay close, but real friendships can survive hard times. Maybe you could try one more time to reach out. Tell Mia how you feel. Elara nodded. She was scared, but she knew her mom was right. That night, she sat down at her desk and took out a piece of paper. Instead of texting, she decided to write Mia a real letter, just like they used to. She poured her heart into it, writing about the good days and the hard ones, about missing their talks and adventures, and about her hope that they could stay close, even if things were changing. When she finished, Elara decorated the envelope with drawings of the tree and the swings they both loved. She mailed the letter the next day, feeling both nervous and hopeful. A week passed with no